Peace, love, and light, everyone. We're doing things a little different this evening, so bear with us just for a little while. I have Abdullah on the line, but I want to welcome everybody first and hope that everybody had a great week. I want to give homage to the Great Mother, homage to all of our blood DNA ancestors, known and unknown, homage to our guardian angels, homage to all the deities, homage to all the luas. May everything go our way. Ashe. Abdullah, how was your week?
Oh, good. Peace, everyone.
Let me see.
Doing this technical difficulty on the end of kept getting frozen. So we'll just Shem will be on with us in about 30 minutes, and we'll go through the introduction, and then we'll show Shem and I did a Facebook Live this afternoon. He wants 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
The next topic is the law of nations. Sister Nazma?
I'm here.
Yes, we'll continue.
Okay, and we're waiting on you. You want me to show the Facebook video now?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Can you tell us what it's about while I'm getting it, please?
Well, yes. This is about the law of nations. Deal with the principles of how. Well, tonight's class, and this would be in this video will be a small taste of what we'll be dealing with tonight. Is how the principles upon which nations interchange with each other, and so we deal with that. And also, Shem wanted this to be shown because he was very pleased and liked the way I got proper concepts regarding by what the authority by which the original 13 states operate upon the land. Where do the State, South Carolina State, Maryland State derive authority to operate upon the lands? All right, so we're looking at that. So where do we talk about operate upon the land? So he was very pleased with that, and so he wanted the video to be shown.
We're not friends, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open it.
You
Yeah.
can't open it?
No, because, wait.
Thought-provoking topic for you this afternoon. The law.
1 sec. Abdullah, tell us more. I'm coming.
All right. Yes. All right. So that 2 weeks ago.
You went out a little bit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. Two weeks ago, when I was last on, we were just making very clear about where do let's say this. So people will make the claim that Great Britain is not here. Great Britain is no longer here. The United States defeated Great Britain. The Revolutionary War. Great Britain is not here. All right. Now, and my claim is that Great Britain is here. Great Britain is here. When we when it comes to the United States or New York, Jersey State or Maryland State or Carolina State or discussion of colonization is always a thing of the past, a matter of the past, and that's a false concept. If I delegate authority to Sister Najma. I delegate authority to Sister Najma to operate a particular function. All right. And it says, well, Abdul is not here. Well, I am here. I am there. Because Najma don't operate with this. Najma is not operating on her own authority. She's not operating on her own authority. She's operating upon my authority. So I don't have to be physical. My authority is. You see Najma, you see me.
Abdullah.
You see me. Yes.
Abdullah, we're not friends on Facebook, so I can't open it to show it because my account is not connected with you. Can you send it to me? Try to send it in WhatsApp. Can you copy it and send it in WhatsApp?
I don't have somebody hacked my WhatsApp account, so I don't have it anymore. What about Telegram?
Yeah, try Telegram. That's good.
All right.
Okay. So I didn't get anything saying that you and Shem were going live to talk about this. Did you all send anything out, or you just went live?
I said, well, I posted this.
I didn't see it.
A lot of people. Yeah, I sent this to a lot of people. Yeah, I sent this Telegram. I don't understand it because you already had it. That's why I didn't see it.
No, I meant when you went live.
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I was saying when you went live, I didn't get a notice or anything to see it live.
Facebook live, because you said we're not friends. That's probably right, yeah.
But I didn't even see like an advertisement or, well, I mean.
So this was just a Facebook live, like a 30-minute Facebook live we did this afternoon.
Okay, let me see if I can open it. This
Facebook page. You just go to your Telegram.
Oh.
Yeah, you would only get notifications if we're friends. I thought, yeah.
Oh,
you see it on your Telegram?
This is going to be. Is it possible you don't have your computer, so no one else can show the video but me?
I don't have my laptop.
You don't have your laptop. What about Shem?
No, he doesn't have that type. No, he don't.
Okay.
He doesn't have access to. So that's not. What? I don't know what to do. We got to be. Just send me a friend request. Then, right? Abdullah Bey.
Okay.
Let's do that then. Yeah, I didn't even know. I thought you. Yeah. Oh.
No, I have been doing other things all day, so I'm just really getting home. Let me see.
No, absolutely.
Let me see. This is. Oh my gosh.
My notifications. Waiting.
Which one are you, Abdullah? What does your Facebook look like? Let me see.
Dougie Fresh and myself. Dougie Fresh and myself are holding up a newspaper. My newspaper.
Okay.
see it?
I think so. Hold on. Did you get something?
I'm looking, waiting. Fresh.
Oh, okay.
12 minutes ago.
Open Messenger. Oh my goodness. That is definitely you.
Hasn't come through yet.
All right. I don't understand. Can you send me an invite? Can you do it from your phone?
Yeah,
I don't understand, like, why you didn't get it.
Sometimes how do I send invites? I go to your page.
Yeah, Najma Rashad. Technicals. Let me see.
You got the whiteness of earth.
No.
All right, that's not you. Whiteness of earth.
Oh yeah, yes. The book. It's a book. Yeah.
I got you. It's a book. Yeah, it's you. It's you. The CEO, my TV. Yeah, it's you. I just sent it. Did you get it?
I did.
You did?
I did, yes.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You there?
Yeah, I'm just going back.
Peace, everyone. I'm here with Shem Malachi Bey. We have a very thought-provoking topic for you this afternoon. The law of nations. All right.
Hold on.
To get my.
That's it.
I know, but it's not sharing. I don't think anybody can see it.
All right. You said that was not it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, 1 second. I think I gotta take this down. Oh, me and this technology stuff, like. Okay, that's not it either. How do I remove this? Let me see, brand, hide. Okay, there we go. All right.
Everyone, I'm here with Shem Malachi Bey. We have a very thought-provoking topic for you this afternoon. The law of nations. All right. To get my books, Moors and Masonry Part 1, Moors and Masonry Part 2, How Her Venus and Moon Rule, Etymology Vocabulary Supplement G1, Illuminati and the Illumination of the Mind, How Her Venus and Moon Rule, the Masonic Compass of Square, the Connection and Measurement of Timekeeping. Go to moorsandmasonry.org. moorishandmasonry.org to go to for free classes. We have the Moroccan Post Media School, Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. This is the Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law. Have the free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. The Moorish Treaty Protection of Constellations 101, 201, which is about 15 classes. We have the Moorish Body Politic Formation, Constitutional Governmental Principle course, which is about 12 classes. We also have a series, 3-part series, through Moorish treaties, through the United States Constitution, have lawful treaty authority to hear the United States courts have the lawful treaty authority to hear Moorish cases, part 1, 2, and 3. That's the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, and there's also a host of other classes that we have on there. That's the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Those are our free classes. We also have paid classes, but these are on this platform. We have our free classes there. To bring to you Shem Malachi Bey, on the law of nations. All right, Shem, what say you? Speak to the people.
Peace, matriarchs, nobles, and protectors. What I mean, Moorish men and women, mothers and fathers. Peace. When Professor Abdullah was sitting here, we always are brainstorming. Thank the Most High Creator that we do this, because we're not in this thing for ourselves. We're in it for our people too also. We're not setting no doors or setting up any boundaries for enemies. What we're doing is creating salvation and redemption for our people. And one of the ways that is going to have to happen is we have to come up with a new school of thought that the Europeans have not offered. I mean, they can't offer this. Excuse me, hear me out.
What? You said new school of thought, Shem. You said new.
Based on ancient principles of our foremothers and forefathers. Let me say it right.
So we restore
the old principles.
There you go. All right.
Say right.
Restore. Go ahead. So talk about restoring.
It's not nothing that we're creating.
It's restoring. It's restoring.
After all, we don't own
ancient principles.
We're not a bearer of this knowledge. So what we do, we go back to the ones that bear record. Yeah, I'm gonna explain something.
No, this we good.
Right. So we are not the bearers of the information. No one can bear record. What we can do is say that we use the record as evidence. Our ancestors' records and knowledge, philosophy as evidence. They don't want to bear record, and they hold the records. Who do you hold the records from? They hold the records from the bearers. The bearers are the first ones that dealt with this science and lay it down. The ones that come behind them are going to bear the record. So we got to get this straight. Let's stop fooling our people like we got all this knowledge. It's us. And it's not me, Abdullah. We bear record to what's already written as evidence. So let's get this straight. So we'll bump no heads. Now, I said we do the laws of nations. I'm looking at the laws of nations, not the way a European wrote the book, the way our ancestors seen it through their eyes. So I'm going to bear the record as evidence where they see it. Here we go. Our ancestors knew full well what admiralty law meant in two ways: land and things that was created by them to navigate for commerce, economics, trade, barter, exchange, and it had to be goods on it. So what they would do is the first vessel is the land. We are the cargo. This is why on the land you got kings, chiefs, emperors. On the vessel you got captains, admirals, generals. Come on, please hear me out. These are titles given to officials, bodies. On ships and on the land they call chiefs, emperors, kings, queens, emperors, head of clan, emirs, sharifs, bey. So what I'm saying is that on the land, these are titles and admiralty as the land floated the water. But on a vessel that navigates through the land never moves. What's going to have to do about the land?
Yeah. Well,
yes.
A constant floating on water remaining stable in its original longitude and latitude under the settled principles of the sun, moon, and stars and air engulfed in a sphere, a vessel constantly floating and never and remained set constantly floating and set principles unless it's separated through plate tectonics.
Thank you. Abdullah Bey has light me a day, and on it doesn't land also does move when it breaks apart, it shifts. I said, you're right, Professor, you're right. But see, we are not being taught this though, about amity. Or you taught, oh man, we amity law, and you go in a court when you do a contract. Hold up, I agree. Hold up. Where does law come from? The United States created a fiction plan and language. See, this is what we gotta understand. Let's teach this right. They created a fiction plane that shifts through meaning. See, like the land shifts through breaking up and shifting. The jurisdiction shifts through language. Because language also can be settled and language be broken. What you talking about, Shem? If I control the definition of a word, if I change that definition that was well settled for 100,000 years, what just happened? I shifted. I broke the people. I broke the people up. Not only broke the people, I broke the jurisdictions up. Because once one is speaking different languages, they can no longer understand each other. So what they do is they break up into sets, groups, and form what? Communities, form nations. You must understand this. So amity, the reason why the treaties are made by the Emperor of Morocco and these foreign powers, because they were set on different vessels. Morocco set on the land under the sun, the moon, and governed by the cycles of the moon, set in the sun, and navigated by the stars in a different location, geographical location that did not move unless it shift. And shift breaks and land breaks apart. But Morocco did not lay in the latitude, geographical latitude, latitude of the European powers. So therefore, by being spread out by latitude and latitude of the air of the cosmos, the powers of the cosmos, they had to come to a voyage. I mean, you had to get a vessel made and travel a ship from one vessel to another vessel. And by doing that, this is called commerce. One nation said, I want to go somewhere else and do business with other nations because they got what? Plants. They got wealth. They got the things that we don't have on this part of the world. So when that happens, man's creating what you call laws, which mean policy, govern the air, land, and water. I mean, what you mean? Govern them on the land, private policy concepts on the air and on the water. So that's everybody say, man, that's the law. No, excuse me, let's get it right. Law means land, air, and water. On the law, on the water, there's policies, there's rules, there's orders. On the land, it's the same thing. Only one thing, one vessel is floating. Never comes.
All right, so let's stop. Let's clear this up. It says, well, that's the law. Like, be more specific. Say that. I denote that. That's the law. What are they? All right. Let me finish here. All right. What would our people refer to as that's the law? What would conscious Moors and unconscious Moors refer to as that's the law? Let's identify something. Let's identify.
The government concepts and principles that your ancestors laid down through history.
No. Let me once again. What would unconscious Moors? What would the millions of unconscious Moors refer to as that's the law?
Private policy of a private corporation.
All right.
On your land.
All right. So we're looking at. So we talk about. All right. Private policy or state statutes, state legislation. So
Yes.
I just want to get to.
That's called private policy.
All right. Of states that were that the 13 original states allowed to operate upon Moorish land, that authority to operate in the British zone that was established by British conquest and colonization where the boundaries of longitude and latitude are set in the English colony charters, 13 English colony charters on our land, established through British conquest and colonization.
Yes, that's right.
That authority was relinquished and thereby granted to the 13 states. Article 1 of the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States. Great Britain granting the 13 states the authority to operate in the zones, the British zone, establishment of British sovereignty that was established on our land through British conquest and colonization. Now you say the 13 states, retain their independency, their sovereignty in the Articles of Confederation. United States bids all 13. In the Article 1 of the Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and United States, 1783, His Britannic Majesty acknowledges the United States independence, which is on the Declaration of Independence. So His Britannic Majesty King George III acknowledges the Declaration of Independence in that treaty. He also acknowledges each of the states as free, sovereign, and independent, as he treated with them and individually. So each of the 13 states were granted, allowed to operate within the boundaries of each of the respective 13 English colony charters. All right.
Yes.
So as a result of that authority granted to the 13 states, the 13 states already had a constitution. Each of them had a constitution that they draft. Their constitutions were drafted through constitutional conventions in 1777. In 1777, the states were formed through constitutional conventions and ratification conventions. They signed the Declaration of Independence. Also drafted the Articles of Confederation in 1777. So this Article 1, His Britannic Majesty acknowledges all that. So when they say the law is New York State, South Carolina State, all right, in 1787, the 13 states delegated more power to a central governing body through the principles of federalism. Under the Articles of Confederation, the states had more power. Under the Constitution, they wanted to create a more perfect union, whereby delegating more power to a central governing body. They were not being able to operate upon the land without that authority being relinquished and granted to them by His Britannic Majesty King George III through Article 1 of the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States. So I just want to bring everything in. So they say the law is officials in New Jersey State. The law is officials in South Carolina State. The law is. All right. Then you have embodied in that Constitution, United States Constitution, that was drafted in 1787. They have a clause in there that brings in new states. All right. So I just wanted to qualify all that, Shem. All right. That's right. It's very important that we do so. All right.
Thank you, Professor. I'm going to add to the Professor Abdul. I really, Bubba, you better report this to me, brother. Professor Abdul, they interchange the word law with policy. You understand what I mean?
No, but I wasn't. But no, to Shem, I wasn't. It's not so much of that. No, Shem. I mean, it's not so much whether we use the word law or policy. Because I want to make sure the point is clear.
Yes.
It's not whether they use the word law or policy. It's more the entity.
Right.
What I'm saying is, let's put emphasis on the what entity is saying that. What identify the entity, and where does the entity gain its authority? God with authority. I want to be very clear, because with Shem, we don't want them to walk away from what it's law or the say the word law policy. No, let's focus on the entity: New York State, South Carolina State, Maryland State, Georgia State, Connecticut State, Rhode Island State. Entity. Where do those entities, states, derive their authority? That's more important. Well, whether they say state law, the entity, where do they derive their authority?
The principal crowns: Spain, France, Dutch, Portuguese, Ireland,
California, Utah State.
They are given delegated authority from the holding nation, which is Morocco. Hear me out. Morocco grant them successor treaties to run government on the land with the government. What you mean? Set up a political dominion, perimeter in the land to govern their citizens, their own nationals in their land. By doing that, the laws of the land results back to the culture. See me out. See, that's law because it's land now. Because the people got connection to the land. But the people that was given jurisdictional authority to create their own political powers, they don't create law because they're not from the land. They create what you call for their citizens. It's called private policy. That policy governs on the land because they was given what they was a successor treaty. They was allowed by the emperor or king to do business in that land. So they create a political geographical perimeter, and that perimeter.
All right, hold on, Shem. You said, all right, on the back comment.
Yes.
I just want to, because you said emperor or king. Let's go back. All right. No, there was no emperor. No emperor granted them anything.
Well, it says successor treaty.
No, that's clear, because what happens is when we don't want to muddy the water. No emperor of any empire granted them anything.
Successor treaty.
No, it's the king of England / Great Britain. Let's identify.
That's the principal sovereigns. That's not the United States. I'm talking about them now. I'm talking about the principal sovereigns. Trying to treat Morocco.
Are you talking in general?
In general,
you're not talking about North Carolina State, South Carolina State, New York State, South Carolina State. No, I thought you were talking about that.
I will be going back.
All right, so then we can go. All right, my bad.
I said Professor Abdullah.
Then I misheard. I misheard. I apologize.
Professor, I can't go back to that. You well defined that, Professor. Why would I go back to that before? They're not principal sovereigns.
No, I want to make sure, because that way we can make sure we're clear on everything we're saying.
Professor Abdullah said earlier that the principal sovereigns ran into their subjects the right in their political boundaries to create a corporation. That's what they mean. And when they create their corporation, they are operating on private policy, which means that they elect for their people. It's not nothing that's delegated for the powers of the land, culture. So we must understand. We got have. I hear this a lot. You have it saying, "Oh, that's the law." See, we got to be careful what we're saying. That's not the law. What you mean, Shem? That did not govern our ancestors. We are governed by the laws of our ancestors. What you mean? Customs, riots, festivals, ceremonies. Yes, that's culture.
That's why, Shem, once again, that's why it's important that we first identify the entity. All right. Instead of our first identifying any laws or statutes that they enact. That's not. I mean, let's not use that as a starting point. Let's not use. All right. Let's not use the state constitutions, the state statutes, state laws, or state policy as a starting point of our analysis. Let's use as a starting point of our analysis, where do they derive their authority to operate upon the land, to operate. Let's start there.
Hello?
No, tell me.
No, I'm finished up. I ain't finished yet.
All right. So
All right, then.
Because it's the focus would be as a starting point of our analysis. There's been too much of that. The state constitution, state laws, state statutes as a starting point. Because if we start as a starting point of our analysis, if we begin as a point of reference, the state laws, state statutes, as opposed to first, let's look at where do they derive their authority to operate upon the land. Let's stay there first. That's not yet.
That's right.
Because if they don't have authority to operate upon the land, there's no need to talk about no state laws or state statutes or state constitution without
Well, the contract be there. State contract.
Without first having the authority to operate upon the land. Where do North Carolina State, we already talked about the South Carolina State, Maryland State, Virginia State, gain authority, derive their authority to operate upon the land? And I'm talking about drafting laws. Because if you're talking about enacting laws, that's the state constitution. Or we talking about upon the land. That's two different. It's not the same. All right. Where do state legislators of South Carolina to draft laws? The South Carolina State Constitution. Right. The South Carolina State Constitution. And another question. Where do South Carolina State derive such authority to operate upon the land? They never heard this before. They see, that's two different questions. It ain't South Carolina South Carolina Constitution does not give South Carolina any authority to operate upon the land. It's Article 1 of the 1783 definitive peace treaty between Great Britain and the United States.
Yes.
Please look it up. Article 1. We got to raise them to this. We got to raise them to this. This is New Jersey. By what authority do state officials of New Jersey claim that this is New Jersey? You're driving New Jersey. You're walking New Jersey. By what authority are they making that claim? Not New Jersey State Constitution. Article 1 of the definitive peace treaty between Great Britain and the United States, 1783. People versus Godfrey. People versus Godfrey. Godfrey. People versus Godfrey. 1819 New York State Supreme Court case. It was the case where a military and army soldier killed an army soldier who was a prisoner on the way to the barrack, a military barrack. New York State had territorial jurisdiction in the case based on the 1783 Treaty of Paris between Great Britain and the United States. That's New York State's authority to operate upon the land, to operate in the longitudinal boundaries, and the Duke of York's charter, Charles II, granted his brother, James II, Duke of York, a charter, which is a proprietary charter in 1664. When Charles II transitioned, his brother, James II, became James II, King of England, in 1689. He granted now became a royal colony. It became New York colony, became a royal colony in 1689 under that charter, 1689. All right. There's the longitude and latitude of British sovereignty, land boundaries that are established on our land through British conquest and colonization is laid out in both the Duke of York 1664 Duke of York's charter and the 1689 charter. All right, that authority to operate within the boundaries laid out in the charters was relinquished and granted to New York State in 1783 Article 1 of the Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States.
Yep.
They got, I'm being specific,
Yep.
that's where they derived their authority to operate upon the land. Where,
Also,
all right, go ahead, Shem. I just
Also,
want to, this is very important. We got to advance the people by the millions. We got to advance them by the millions.
I had the icing on the cake. He also was granted complete sovereignty independence move. The King of France, the treaty you read. See, you understand, the United States, Abdullah right, they had not had the power, because remember, the British Crown allowed them to go to the colony territory, but they still had to get power from the French and Spain to go into those jurisdictions to contract. No, only in the colony territory of Great Britain, the treaty grants that. But outside that, what you mean, Shem? 1778, before the peace treaty with Great Britain, in order for the United States to go on land to fight this war, they have to do what they signed treaties with the sovereigns of the land. Then that be Moorish, France, and Spain.
Right. France would be, France is the occupying, like, let's qualify it. France is not the sovereign of the land.
Occupying sovereign.
The Moors are.
Yeah.
France is an occupying sovereign. All right. I mean, France through French extended French sovereignty on our land. All right, on our land through French conquest and French colonization. That is known as the Louisiana Territory. All right, named after King Louis XIV. All right, that's French sovereignty established on our land through French conquest and colonization. All right, so that was 1650s, 1560. France ceded to Great Britain. France ceded Canada and the Northwest Territory to Great Britain in 1763 through the peace treaty between Great Britain and the United States and the Great Britain and France.
Yes.
Great Britain made a deal with Spain to have France cede the Louisiana to Spain through the Treaty of Fontainebleau in 1762. All right, so we got to look at the chain of custody.
That's right.
Where did the chain of authority? We're talking under conquest, European conquest, French, Spanish, English conquest and colonization on our land.
That's right.
There are the occupying sovereign principles on our land. They're not the principal sovereigns of our land, of the land. All right.
No.
I just want to. It's important that we qualify everything.
Yes.
Because they're going to hear us, and they're going to run with it. I don't want them to run with misconceptions.
See, one thing I told Abdul, look through the straightforward law. Even it's a little brief, it's brief, but the main thing is that it's not being modified or refiltered to you. It's being given to you with evidence. So the settled principles. See, we want this to be real settled. So we're teaching this so you would say, you know what? Can you prove that? Can you read that to me? That's not the evidence say. Let me take it to you.
I'm presenting evidence.
Right here, Great Britain said bans New York. I go back for Great Britain. So did France said bans New York. So what we say is that the sovereigns, the occupying sovereigns, principal sovereigns, granted the United States their sovereignty. Which, that's the I'm gonna tell you why. That's the treaty say. Absolutely, yesterday it said the guarantee is there. The word guarantee is there.
Without that treaty, they can't operate upon the land.
That's how
don't have authority to operate upon the land.
So when somebody say, no, they didn't, they fought one in sovereignty, that's a lie. The treaty said
Article 1.
The treaty say that a foreign occupied sovereign guaranteed sovereignty.
All right, just got to go to Article 1. There's no back and forth. There's no. We don't do that. We don't do no. We go Article 1. That's all. Just give them Article 1. Them Article 1. That's it. The Article 1. Read it. That's it. It's no back and forth. It's not Article 1. So if they say all right, no problem. They say no, it's not. All right, then show me. All right, through Article 1. Article 1. Show me no, it's not. Show me no, it's not in Article 1.
That's right.
I mean, no back and forth. It's you gotta. All right. If they say that's not it, then they have to show us what it then. That there's no back. It's not. This is easy. It's easy. There's no back and forth. If whatever claim they make, they gotta show it.
Yep.
If whatever claim they make, just show it. That's it. Don't explain nothing. Don't explain. I said to Shem, don't explain anything. Present the evidence first, then explain.
That's right.
Present the evidence. Present the evidence. Article 1. Read Article 1. Then explain. No explaining first. No explaining first. First present the evidence. No, don't explain anything. First present the evidence. That's it. You know what I'm saying? My point I'm making, Shem, is let's not make it complicated. It isn't complicated. When they start doing the dancing, Shem, when they start doing the dancing, they don't have anything. Hear me out, y'all. When somebody starts doing the dancing, they don't have it. It doesn't take but 3 seconds. All right, Shem, I want you to time me, Shem. I want you to time me. Article 1 of the Defendant the Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States, 1783.
That's in 5 seconds. That's in 5 seconds.
Shem,
That's in 5 seconds. Come on, man.
like you don't need this, Shem, this whole explaining and sentence and all that. They don't have it. They're playing you. This dancing. Let me get to it. You don't know. You don't get to it. Get Article 1. All right, time it again. Article 1 of the 1783 Definitive Peace Treaty between Great Britain and the United States. People versus Goffey. People versus Goffey. New York State Supreme Court, 1819. How hard is that? I mean, it's when people do that, they don't have it. That's it. It's not complicated. Present the evidence, then explain. Go ahead, Shem. Because we got this, because we have to show how to argue, how to, in the academic sense. No, so when go ahead, Shem, continue. Just want to, because it's important that we walk them through. We take our time. We qualify everything because we don't want them to run away. They'll be like Carl Lewis. They'll be like Carl Lewis and Usain Bolt. Carl Lewis and Usain Bolt and Sha'Carri Richardson and Sharika Jackson and them. Run away with misconceptions. And Shirley Ann Fraser Price in them. You know what I mean?
I often say this before. The reason why I want to do, see, this is why I say, Abdullah, let's do a real brief Facebook Live on the law of nations. You know why I want to do that? I want y'all to hear a more concept based on proper concepts. Even though we got books that are written, but we need a more. I needed more to teach the concept because we have not have our more people with knowledge who they are teaching this. Settle proper concepts based on ancient culture. We haven't had that. So the moment Abdullah Bey says something to make evidence, you could say, well, Jack Frost said this. Did Jack Frost produce the evidence?
That's it.
So go back to all these books. You hear all this stuff, even the law of nations. You never hear about the concept about the principal sovereign
of the land,
and the conquest sovereign. See, we don't talk about that. Why? Because to talk about that will take the hourly money in their hands. Will strip their people of power, conquest power. So the book will be written, but the book will be written narrow, real narrow. I mean, it's a slippery scope. It can't go over it can't say it so far, so much. But we can say what we want to say.
Hello? So it's important that we provide proper concepts.
Yeah, yeah. The game? Hello? The game? Hello? Did they come?
Put on speaker, Tim. Take your earphones off. Take your earphones off.
Hold on.
Yes, so it's important that we provide proper concepts, challenge you to think. We have to examine the evidence. All right, so then we can end here, Shem. So we'll end here. All right, so once again,
All I want is a concept, ideology, real fast, of what Professor Abdullah Shem Malachi Bey say based on what was established evidence. I know this. I know this book's written, but they narrow on the scope of moral sovereignty.
That's true.
So that's why we got to be the ones that break this
good
down.
Good point. All right, y'all. Go. Yeah. So we're going.
Yeah. Did he come in?
So this is once again to go get my books. Go to Moors and Masonry. To get my books, go to mooresandmasonry.org. To get my books, go to mooresandmasonry.org. The Masonic Compass of Square Connection and Measure and Timekeeping.
I'm right there.
Moors and Masonry Part 1. Moors and Masonry Part 2. How her Venus and Moon rule. Etymology and vocabulary. Supplement you 1. And 2, we have once again the Moroccan Post School of International Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law have her free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. That's the Moorish Body Politic Formation Constitutional and Governmental Course, which embodies 12 classes. The Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 101, Moorish Treaty Protection and Consular Relations 201, which embodies about 16 classes. We have a 3-part series, which is a very thought-provoking 3-part series. Do United States courts have lawful treaty authority to hear Moorish cases? Part 1, 2, and 3, and a host of other classes. That's the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. That's the Moroccan Post School of Government and International Law. Once again, to get my books, go to mooresandmasonry.org. And thank you again. We'll be back on later on. Peace, everyone. We also have our class tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's that'll be posted on my on this Facebook page. I'll put the link on this Facebook page, my Abdullah Bey's Facebook page, of our class tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace, everyone. The title of tonight's class is The Law of Nations. Peace, everyone.
Abdullah Bey? Abdullah Bey?
we cannot advance our people by the millions with misconceptions. The 13 states, when the delegates of the 13 states convened in March of 1787, Philadelphia at the Constitutional Convention. The purpose of their doing that, James Madison, prior to the convention, they chose the James Madison plan. They didn't go with a blank sheet of paper. They chose the James Madison plan. James Madison was one of the writers of the Federalist Papers. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay are the writers of the Federalist Papers, which embodies 88 articles. The Federalist Papers were written in 1786. They were written to Britain, United States. Now that becomes part of the subject matter. Whereas before, in 1776, 1777, 1778, remember this is during wartime. Remember they're fighting Great Britain. So when the Articles of Confederation was drafted, the treaty was not in mind. The treaty had not been, and the treaty was not in their sight. They did not want, states did not want to create a central governing body that was more powerful than the states. But when you now have a treaty for that, under the Articles of Confederation, we cannot survive. Absolutely, you cannot. So there's 13 states in 1787, with the delegates being there, delegated more power to the central governing body. That's not the Moors. That's not the Moors. Power supersedes that. Sovereignty supersedes that. So to make the claim that this is our Constitution, that's subordinate claim. That's a subordinate claim. That's not a powerful claim. This is our Constitution. That's not a powerful claim. That's a subordinate claim. Let's go back. There's 13 states. Authority to operate upon the land is Article 1 of the Definitive Peace Treaty. So you saying that's us? You saying that's us? You saying that our authority operate upon the land, Great Britain. If you claim that that's your Constitution, I got you. All right. Our Constitution, no problem. You're making a claim that your authority comes from Great Britain. They don't. New York State, South Carolina State, Maryland State don't have They cannot operate upon the land without that treaty. Their authority to operate upon the land comes from that treaty. That's why I keep emphasizing that, because what are you trying to do, Abdullah? I want to make it very clear that we're not part and parcel, but I have to present evidence, though. I just can't. It's not intelligent for me to say that we're not part and parcel. I gotta present preponderance of evidence. A preponderance of evidence, a preponderance so that they can continue to emphasize. So I will continue to emphasize Article 1, maybe 1,000 times before the year's out. Continue to focus so that, because it's been saturated. It's been saturated with conscious moves that we're part and parcel. We the people of the United States, and the more to create a more perfect union, the more perfect union was they already had a union. Remember, let's say union. Why more perfect union? The union was established Article of Confederation, a confederation of 13 states. Article of Confederation. They needed a more perfect union, meaning that under the principles of federalism. So in the United States Constitution, there are quite a few articles that deals with the laws of nation. They use Vattel. In writing the Federalist Papers, James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay referenced Vattel of the law. Emir de Vattel of the law, author of the Laws of Nation, which he wrote in 1758. They referenced Vattel heavily in the Federalist Papers. You had what's called the Federalists and Anti-Federalists. Anti-Federalists. Well, everybody was not for that Constitution. Everybody was not for that Constitution. They wanted to maintain, continue to operate under the Articles of Confederation. Because, as I said, each state had more power. So was the push of federalism, and learning. Jurists know this. Attorneys that regular attorneys don't know this. Regular attorneys don't know this. Jurists know this. Now we're hitting. Where does Maryland State derive authority to operate upon the land? We're not talking about no Moorish State Constitution. We're not talking about Maryland's state statutes. We're not talking about where does Maryland State derive the authority to operate upon the land. It's not the Maryland State Constitution. It's that treaty between Great Britain and the United States. Great Britain relinquished, thereby delegating authority to Maryland State to operate within the boundaries in the Maryland Colony Charter. So Maryland State assumes rights under the Maryland Colony Charter through Article 1 of the Philadelphia Peace Treaty to this very day. Where does the Maryland State legislators derive authority to enact laws? The Constitution. So understand. So I gotta pose both questions. Yeah, we can be clear. Is Shem on? Is Shem back with us?
He is not.
All right. This moment.
Okay.
He's coming back on. He said he was on.
Okay.
So whatever, he's coming back on.
All right. Let me just say something here.
All right. So I'll continue to talk until he comes back on. All right. This concept is very important. This is why during the presentation today, the Facebook Live, that I stopped Shem to make sure that we're clear, that everything is clear, that there's no ambiguity. There's that we're not vague in what we're saying. So because it's very important that we're clear in what we're saying, that we direct the people to point to references. It's important. When we push that United States Constitution is the Moorish Constitution, we're not pushing Moorish sovereignty. That is not Moorish sovereignty. The state's authority to operate upon the land is from that treaty, peace of friendship, the treaty between Great Britain and the United States in 1783. They could not operate upon the land without that. So we really don't. It's important.
Okay, so I have a question.
Is Shem back on?
He is.
Yes, please ask a question. Is he back on?
He's not. Mm-mm.
All right.
So when you all were saying that's the law, and what exactly did you mean? Were you
all right? Shem was saying that's the law. That's why I stopped him. So when Shem said that's the law, stopped him and wanted him to articulate, explain what is that the law. So that we gave an example. The Maryland State Statute, Maryland State Constitution, state. So they'll say that's the law. You violated the law. You violated the Maryland State Statute, State Penal Code. So that's when people say that's the law. All right. What I focused on is let's first examine where does Maryland State divide authority operate upon the land. Let's not start with Maryland State statute. Let's not start with Maryland State Constitution. Let's not start with Maryland State Penal Code. We're coming from an autochthonous point. We're coming from a Maryland State officials claim that the land is Maryland. That the land is Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say Najma driving on Maryland state roads. A state trooper. State trooper. What would the state trooper say? What would a Maryland state trooper say? What would a Maryland state trooper say? All right, so we have a Conscious Moore.
Shem's on.
All right, so I'm gonna finish this point, and then so we can start over it. So we'll have a Conscious Moore, because a Maryland state trooper. Conscious Moore is in the vehicle, and the Conscious Moors have done this. So I'm not making this up. Conscious Moors have done this. The Conscious Moors say that I am traveling on my ancestral land, not traveling Maryland. This is not Maryland. The Conscious Moore is talking to the Maryland State Trooper. Conscious Moore tells, I'm not making this up, this happens. The Conscious Moore tells the Maryland State Trooper that this is not Maryland. Maryland State Trooper don't know Jack. He doesn't know what I know. All the Maryland State Trooper knows that this is Northern State. Like, this is Northern. Like, what are you talking about, Willis? The doctors, you told us to talk to the court. What are you talking about, Willis? That's the state trooper. That's all the state trooper knows. So when we say that this is not Maryland to the Maryland state trooper, that's the wrong person to say it to. Because now, what you're now doing, Conscious Moore, what are you now doing?
Controversy.
You're challenging on the spot authority to operate upon the land. You're challenging that 1781-83 Treaty of Paris. You're challenging the 1780. You're not challenging no Maryland State Constitution. You're not challenging no Maryland State statute. You're not challenging no Maryland State law. You're challenging what? Challenging their authority to operate upon the land. We got to go to Great Britain to do that. Please hear me. You got to go to the crown. The crown granted them authority under conquest. We got to go to the crown. We on the street saying to a state trooper, this is not Maryland. This is my, the Conscious Moore is correct. Everything Conscious Moore stays correct. This ain't Maryland. He's correct. She's correct. This is my Moorish. This is Moorish land. I answer straight. Guys. But see, what I'm saying, we're dealing as individuals. See, as individuals. That one Conscious Moore is on the street, in the car, as individuals.
Oh.
What does Shem talk about? Moorish government structure. And Moorish government structure, and you don't go to them. You don't go to no Maryland state officials to challenge that. You got to go because they have the authority under conquest from the crown. So you got to go to the crown and get and focus would be when we go to the International Court of Justice. Because now you're challenging what? British colonization. You're challenging British colonization and British conquest of our land. That's what they're now challenging. Because the crown granted. So Maryland state authority to operate upon the land comes from what? Great Britain. So you got the principal occupying power that granted them the authority to that treaty. This matters. Go ahead, Shem.
Absolutely. That's what all the nations of the world, let me say this, with all the nations, people that consider themselves to be civilized. They say civilized nations. Consider themselves to join together into a union, to come together as one world Congress, a legislative body, and to make their own policy resolutions. I'm going to say it that way because each nation signs on to an agreement. A treaty or convention is the international agreement. When they sign that, only the parties that's considered by propounders of evidence consciously to be a nation or state can participate in that political arena. And the Abdullah right, in order, when you become a national, when you acknowledge yourself as a national government or retain the sovereignty that once your people have, the ancestors have, then you can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to bring a complaint against you in the world court with complaints to the lies. Why? Because that court has persona, personal, exclusive jurisdiction. You hear the case. Why? Because all the nations agreed to sign on to that tribunal to hear all their matters. So get away from all conflicts, a war, to get away from all wars, a bloodshed. They agree to come to this court and honor their differences before that tribunal. Now, how you gonna go to a cop First of all, let me say something. If you drive a vehicle with a Maryland tag on it, right, and you got a foreign driver license, right, and you operate that vehicle owned by somebody, the cop stopped me and said, "Let me see the insurance, the registration, and your license." Now, Abdullah, right? That cop do not understand what any other foreign license is, but what license come from the state, because that's all the cop did, went to school to learn about domestic policy of the states. He have not learned about international law. He have not learned that. That's number one. He only know the member states, the sister states, Maryland, New Jersey, California, Texas. These are all everyday documents that they see every day. Not every day, but they know that those states have their own license. So the reason why they do that because the Constitution and because they agree with one another as one body, as one body. They send the representatives off to one body, central body, and called Congress, the legislature, and the House of Representatives and Congress. Now, on the other hand, before we even get into the car, what kind of mindset you in contract? So you got to understand contract law. You don't understand contract law. When you sit in that car, you should know you got to drive that car with a license because you drive it in their political jurisdiction on your land. And the car was made by a manufacturer that's licensed by that state or another state. And then a car dealer got licensed in that state or another state, sells that car. Now the car, everything is licensed under the state. So therefore, that property is property owned by the state. You operate the property without permission. And you say, what you doing on my land? That's not international law. That's not what the treaty said. What do you mean, Shem? When the Common Treaty, Admiralty was said, it spoke about any conflict of the sea or on land. It said, what you mean? It gives a self-executed description what you should have the vessel shall carry. What you mean vessel? Your vessel, your car. What you have in your body? Your body's a vessel. So we not knowing law. We think that we not knowing our own domestic law ourselves. We think that we got a right to do something just because they in our land. Well, you got to understand this agreements that's already signed before we was born, that even us as a people must abide by. That's called contract. Here you are, you trying to create what you call, you trying to get the cop to enter into an applied contract with you to your expression. That's not good because you want a problem. And they don't know, the Abdullah, right? They don't know anything. They have not been trained on international law or culture, have no idea. All they know is that everyday life when they grew up, they dealt with license. When they go to another state, they deal with license shown to another state. Anybody come out of state foreign from another state, they see a license. That's all they know. So you gonna sit there and try to litigate a court case right there in commerce, right? You try to conduct commerce right there from the car to the cop and you when the treaty's already signed, establishing the commerce between the state, sovereign powers to an agreement. So we have not done diplomatic relationship. We have not. I'm being honest. I know a lot of Moors don't like this. We have not been steering the ship. We have not been having diplomatic relationships as a government. We've been trying to do this stuff one-on-one by ourselves, as if we can do everything. We can't do that.
That's
no, why, Shem? Why you can't do it, Shem? Because the treaties say you can't do it. See, we got documents, evidence of sovereign powers signed an agreement. When you go and do what you're doing, you're breaching the agreement. You're breaching it. You are breaching your agreement. So they're not in breach, you are. Because under their policy, if you drop anything that belongs to them, they want you to have permission to do it, a privilege to do it. We know this. But you try to say, I don't need your privileges. No, that's just like saying it's a house that you never built. You don't have a key to go on the door. You will kick the door and go on the door because you feel like it. Because you say, well, the property's built on my lot. But if your father and mother sign an agreement that allows them to build that house, doesn't give you right to kick the door in because it's on your land. Doesn't give you right to go to that people's private property because it's on your land. So I got to use a natural analogy so you can understand what's going on here. If you go to lease a house, the owner of the house signs to a lease agreement. They call a leasee, a leaser owner, a leasee tenant. You are a tenant, a leasee. You can assign the agreement to anybody. But the fact of the matter is, you only hold possession over control of that property, not that land. If they got a piece of land, your father and mother allow somebody to build a house on the land, but they own the land, they own the house. You can't just go into the house unless your father and mother stipulated in the agreement that my heirs are allowed to go in the house, inspect and look around and check to make sure there's no property damage, make sure no toxins, no spills. So when he goes in the house, he's protected by the agreement they signed with his father and mother. So when you go in there breaching agreement, here you go, you're gonna go with somebody to drive the car or do something. You want to breach the contract. Don't blame them. It's you. They don't know. You don't know either. That's why you're doing it. Both of y'all don't know. That's why there's a conflict. Because neither one of y'all know what y'all doing.
Let me clarify something, Shem. All right, because you're bringing a different element in. All right, you're talking about you're bringing a different element because you're putting heavy focus on the state laws. All right, You're putting heavy emphasis on the state laws, state codes dealing with dealing with driving.
No. Let me correct you. No, I'm not. No, I'm bringing in foreign, domestic. What I'm saying is that the principal sovereign, Morocco, signed the treaty. Right, hear me out. And that political jurisdictional a government that stopped you, the state of Maryland, been recognized by a principal conquest sovereign that signed a treaty with Morocco. Here we go now. Now, just as much as you're allowed to be on your land, they're allowed to be in a political dominion structure that under conquest they got as a principal sovereign. They mother grant them the same thing. That's why I say lease. They have the same rights. They got rights to do what they're doing. How they run their political affairs is none of Morocco business. Why? Because the treaties say that the treaties say that if a citizen of the United States and Great Britain treaty, I'm going to the principle, 1856, the Treaty of Morocco and Great Britain say if all civil and criminal matters should be in the jurisdiction of the Moors. We know that. It also said that anywhere in his magistracy rim that the same protection applies. What happened? The problem is this here. We thinking that, they don't belong here. Yes, they do belong here because Morocco signed a treaty with Great Britain. And in the treaty, Great Britain said any state by conquest or treaty that gets the United States. So they got a right to build their political jurisdiction here and run their commerce. Why? Because they signed a treaty with Morocco also. United States. What I'm saying is that we have to understand contract law. Forget about the Constitution and still go back to the original intent. Great Britain, France, and all these principal sovereigns granted the United States sovereignty to be operating in Morocco lands and Morocco territories. Land, territory, soil. By the sovereign mother granting that right, they also got granted the right to also create their own laws, to govern their own citizens and govern their own property, how they see fit, not how we say they should do it. So we can't say, listen here, like Professor Abdullah said, you driving a car, I'm driving. This is not the state of New York. This is not the state of New Jersey. Oh, wait. Abdullah, right. First of all, the cop does not know that what you're talking about. He never taught that. No, neither would you. Because if you knew it, you would be talking like you talking yourself. So we got to be realistic. We got to teach our people, Moroccans, that listen, native Moors, that listen. You have to study the treaty law, contract law, to understand how the contract is formed, how the contract operates, how the contract is enforced. If it's self-executed or do got going forth by a legislative act of that government, one or the other. Go ahead, Abdullah. I'm done.
All right. we are not on the same page with this, which is fine. We just want to. All right, you're putting emphasis on. I'm talking colonization, conquest. I want to stay there. It's English, British colonization and conquest. When you say this is Maryland, when they make the official claim, that's English, British. That is the extension of English, British sovereignty, established, extended on Moorish soil. British conquest. We gotta take it back there again. Let's go back there. All right. Let's go back. All right. Let's go. So we say let's talk Maryland. So Maryland. That's when was the Maryland Colony Charter granted? Let's start there. We gotta go back there. That's where I'm going. Maryland Colony Charter granted. When they say this is Maryland Colony Charter, that's Maryland Colony Charter. In the Maryland Colony Charter are the longitude, latitude. The boundaries are in the charter. That was granted by Charles II to proprietors. So that claim that Moors are driving or traveling in Maryland state officials claim their authority to make that claim not come from any Maryland state statutes, any Maryland state in the Maryland state constitution, no Maryland state statute, no Maryland state constitution, no Maryland state laws do not give Maryland state officials the authority to make the claim that this is Maryland. Talk about no Maryland. Don't bring Maryland state statutes in. Don't bring Maryland state constitution in. That's not. They don't think that authority does not come from that. That comes from Article 1 of the Definitive Peace Treaty. So they say, Najma, you're driving in Maryland. Maryland state statute. No. I don't want. We're putting emphasis on the Maryland state statute, the Maryland state law. What gives them authority to make the claim that this is Maryland is when I'm focusing on Shem. Is British English conquest and colonization, because it was established through that. It is so we got to go. We got to trace where they making, by what authority or where they make that claim. Let's go back. Let's trace. So what I'm doing is getting the conscious Moors and unconscious Moors to look back where that authority is derived. It's not derived from any Maryland, any state statute, any state code, any state legislation, because that authority, because that the boundaries, the survey boundaries, were done by Great Britain under English British conquest and colonization.
There's a question in the chat.
Please, I'm continuing to do this so that it doesn't, the point doesn't get lost. We got to go back to English British conquest and colonization, because on that it was established. So when you talk about those colony charters, that established through English British conquest and colonization on Moorish land. Yes, I'm not.
Question from someone. It says, how can we mobilize and conquer the American government oppression?
The Shem Malachi Bey
oppression.
The Shem Malachi Bey plan. Great question. All right.
No. Shem, are you with us, Shem?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Did you hear the question?
Yes. How can we conquer the Americans?
answer is the plan. The answer is the plan. All right.
Yes.
How do we ask the question again, Najma?
How can we mobilize and conquer the American government, meaning oppression?
Post-millennium.
All right. But Shem, talk the plan though, because all right.
The plan is that one must awaken to
Question
know.
is,
Talking, both of
that
you
means
are
a
talking.
process. They're asking how you gotta give. You have to give a plan and a process. When someone asks how, all right, they're asking how. So you got to talk this plan.
Government structure. That's the plan. Through government structure.
You got conference coming up and all that. The plan. You got to talk that because they're asking how.
Your government will issue you the proper credentials for you to occupy any place in the political jurisdiction of that foreign conquest state. To government structure. That's the government is your protector. So the government issues you the proper credentials you need.
Shem, talk the overall. All right, let's not talk Shem, because that's not the overall plan. Because you mentioned your government. Talk the overall plan. Talk the letter. All right. Let me start it off. So then Shem will jump in. Let me start it off. I'll start it off, Najma. And then Shem will jump in because Shem's plan. All right, Shem will jump in. Because we talk the overall plan of our, restoring Moorish national governing body.
Okay. Let me go back to the drawing board. Let me go back to the drawing board. Come together. Come together as a political body. Form a eventual Moorish government.
You are talking.
The executive order. You're going to talk the Treaty of Liberty. Just talk the plan. The Treaty of Liberty.
Okay, yes. Among ourselves. We come among ourselves and form through a sign.
That's what I'm saying. Direct them to what's already there.
I got you. Come together as different more sovereigns together. Sign a treaty. We put together a treaty, have a convention. Once we sign a treaty, then we all come together and compose one national constitution presented to the world body as one sovereign body of people collectively sovereigns operating the monarchy power that the Emperor of Morocco wants to operate and do a declaration and proclamation of independence from the Matenta Treaty with Spain. And then from there, we send a letter off to the department, to the President of the United States, and to the Minister of European Affairs for France, Spain, Great Britain, all these sovereign nations. Send them off and let them know that we're up and running as a government. Now, what happened is now when you interface these other sovereigns, their children is under that sovereign, they will respect that standing. That government you got will step in and protect you under international law if any conflict happens. That's how you get from under their hands, because now your government will be able to.
They need to get that. When you start off by talking an individual body politic, that's not going to get it done. Just talk the overall. Talk the overall plan from a national governing perspective. All right. But when you start off with as an individual body politic, that is too small. We got to deal with this. We have to address this on an international level. So therefore, we have to restore a national governing body to address the English Spanish conquest of our land on the international level.
Right. Absolutely. That's why we would come together and form our own treaty first among ourselves as individual sovereigns, guaranteeing the protection and guarantee the political protection and also land rights protection among ourselves. Once we honor ourselves first, come together collectively, then we form one national constitution based on that treaty. Then we take on the same power that the Emperor of Morocco had as a monarchy, as a body, as a constitutional monarchy. And therefore, we can step to the international body as one national sovereign. And once we do that, that will take away the conquest How, Shem? Because now you'll be operating not individually, you're operating under the protection of your government. That's where all the protection lies. Every nation in the world, when a citizen of France come here, what happens? They got an embassy sitting here. When that citizen have a problem, that national, he goes directly to the embassy, he all his assistance that he needs. Passport, the national gets the passport from the embassy, everything. Everything the national needs, he gets it from his embassy. That's called government structure.
Okay, next question. Someone asked, when you all say Moorish land, what documents or instruments back up that claim?
Okay, if we're gonna make a claim it's Moorish land, the first thing is that we have to make sure we do a survey map. See, it's not for their job to preserve our land. I understand this, please. The job to preserve the land is upon the heirs. We haven't done any survey maps. We got maps, but we need to do our own survey map. We got maps to prove that this land is ours. It belongs to us. You know that. Only thing about it is we haven't have our jurists, our engineers draw up a map for us on a national scale level, not as an individual, as a people. Every nation in the world draws up have their own engineers draw up their own survey. Why they do that? Because that's for their nation. That's for their protection, for their navigation, for their postal routes, for the economics, for their bartering, their exchange, traveling. So we must do the same thing. So if you want to get back how we do the land, step up like every other nation in the world on earth do. This is your land. You're a talk. You are a native to the land. Come together as a body and do an engineered survey of your land and put that survey map into the international depository and stand behind it as a protector of that land.
In the Peabody Museum, 1620, in the Peabody Museum, the Moorish headdress was substituted with Indian. In the Peabody Museum, you see that Moor was substituted with Indian. The Moors, the Great Britain classified the Moors as Indians. So the emphasis been Indian, 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 Indian. And you'll see that when Moor was substituted, they took Moor, suppressed our Moorish national identity, planted it with Indian. And you see evidence of that in the Peabody Museum. That's what they're asking. I wanted to give them, that point of reference.
Okay, next comment, not question.
Indians.
This is a comment, not really a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, giving acknowledgement to the breach of contract makes it void ab initio. We have to address the colonization through a rightful process to gain sovereignty in the end.
But that's what we're addressing. That's the Shem Malachi Bey plan.
Well, yeah, it was just a statement.
Oh, I got you. They're making a statement, or I thought they were. All right, when's that?
Okay, next is some of our fellow indigenous people to the Americas who don't claim Moorish say that the Moors helped the Europeans colonize. What do you say about that?
All right. That's it. Listen to this, y'all. Read it again. I want to read that question again. Read that question again.
Some of our fellow indigenous people to the Americas who don't claim Moorish say that the Moors helped the Europeans colonize.
Say. All right. Listen. See that critical thinking, y'all. This is asking the right question, the guide to critical thinking. Listen to the question, all right? They say. So they want me, so the person who put that question out there wants me to, there's nothing I can say, Najma, because they say stay. More people saying. They didn't say they present evidence. They say stay. So they want me to present evidence, but they haven't. Read the question again.
Some of our fellow indigenous people to the Americas who don't claim Moorish say that the Moors helped the Europeans colonize. What do you all say about that?
So your question, so this is, hear me out, y'all. Just hear me out. Means you don't come with anything. Now you do this. Oh, you say they say. All right. What? Show me the evidence. The onus is not on me at all. Because the onus is not on me. I'm
back.
This how you do it.
You see the question on the screen, Shem?
Yeah.
But what I'm doing now is I'm analyzing the question.
No. He was off. He was off, Abdullah.
Because remember, they say though. Like, the word is say.
But Shem didn't see the question. He wasn't on.
They say, well, there's evidence out there, Abdullah and Shem. There's evidence out there, Abdullah and Shem, that proves that the Moors helped colonize. What do you say, Abdullah and Shem? What do you say, Abdullah and Shem, about the evidence, documentary evidence, that unconscious Moors have been presenting that Moors helped European colonization? What do you say, Abdullah and Shem? That's not the question, though. The question is, so something to say. See, what I'm doing is I'm using this as a teachable moment to critical thinking. Saying something means nothing. They say. Where's the documentary evidence? They want us to respond. I mean, they want to respond from us.
I want to say something right here. See, let's understand this right here. See, when you run a government, right, a national government, no one can challenge your government on what survey map they print out, because you look at the evidence. See, the main thing, the trick of this is capture people to intimidation. See, most of us are intimidated because we think that they don't have to prove to us anything, but we got all the proof in the architect, the fossils, the drawings, the language, the melanin. Yes, the smell in your skin. Yes, all this, the nose, the facial structure, everything shows that these are our ancestors. So by doing that, we draw a map out. See, we're not intimidated because evidence is there. They have the evidence. So while we challenge them on, we can show them their political jurisdiction, how they get here, through a treaty, through conquest. That's how they got here. They're not from this land, it's this side of the world. So why should we worry about how we're going to prove our Moors? They're not worried about you proving to be Europeans of this land, on this land. You know why? Because as long as you don't come together as a government, you can't challenge them. You can challenge them in The Hague, but you can't challenge them now. They put you, all they make you do is be intimidated and worry. Oh, how they gonna do this? Oh, how are we gonna do this? No. Wake up. The women having babies, right? They ain't doing that. They're protecting their children. They go to war and die. And you're not gonna tell them what to do with their children. So we gotta stand up and be a man. You come out of a woman, be a man. What you mean, Shem, be a man? Stop worrying about how we're gonna let them know we this. It's already evidence already. It's already documented. Fossils, agriculture, stoneheads, structures.
That's not the question, though, Jim. That's not the question. I think the question is that there are people who say not present evidence that Moors helped the Europeans colonize the land. Remember, the question doesn't speak to evidence. The question only speaks to what's been said out there, which means nothing.
Hearsay.
The person who put the question in the chat wants us to respond to what people have said, not to what people have presented as documentary evidence. So, I mean, I like to move on because there's nothing for me to address with that. Because they're only speaking to what people have said, not to evidence.
Okay.
That'd be fair. That's a fair statement. Yes, that's fair.
I'm using this as a teachable moment because a lot of what happens is a lot of us, somebody will ask that question. And they'll say, yeah, then the person, then, we'll get all riled up. You know what I mean? Because we're not really critically analyzing what's being said. So we'll get all riled up. You know what I mean? I'm not getting riled up. You're not speaking to evidence, though. There's nothing for me to address because you said they say. They say. Abdullah, Nazma, there's evidence out there, there's documentary evidence out there, Nazma, that proves, all right, that Moors helped the European colonize the land, all right? And then I said, let me see the documentary evidence. Nazma, there's people out there that say that Moors, well, that means nothing.
Next question. Next question. How important is political unity to accomplishing our goals of post-millennium?
Shem, is he on?
Shem?
Yeah, I'm here. Everything.
Okay. Did you hear the question?
Did you hear the question?
Yes, you said, what is the say it again. Say it again now. Say it again, Sia. Please say it again.
How important is political unity to accomplishing our goals of post-millennium?
95% of everything. Why? Because you can't do nothing without unity. Nothing can be done if y'all don't come together in unity. Because what happens is if y'all separated, not going to stand. If y'all divided, not going to stand. No kingdom or no house or no nation divided going to stand. Never had been. Never had. Once the division is split, like even in the land, when land splits, disconnect, it splits. So that's 95% of everything right there, unity. 95%.
Another question?
Nope, no more questions.
I like to teach critical thinking analysis. That's really what because asking the right question guides the critical thinking.
Yes.
Asking the right question guides the critical thinking. You also have epistemology. Epistemology is a branch in philosophy of how one knows knowledge.
No, absolutely.
I urge the listeners to study, get a book on epistemology. Get the book, Asking the Right Question, A Guide to Thinking by Brown. All right. There's about, this book's been out for about 35 years now. It's about 12 volumes on the 12th edition. So critical thinking is it's key for when people, that way you get epistemology teaches a structured way of thinking. Very important. I mean, that will help in every field. Epistemology.
I agree. The back end with Abdullah said, I noticed something. Anybody remember a man by the name of Eric Snow and remember Bill Gates? But Bill Gates was being interrogated in a deposition. One thing Bill Gates did was he listened very well and didn't say a word. And then he formed his answer. What he was doing was how one answered critical questions. See, Bill Gates was thinking critical. He wouldn't put himself in the spot. How can I answer this? Eric Snow the same way. He answered questions. They didn't speak. Once the question answered, they rolled around, they thought, they think, before they made any determination of words of or what they're going to say. They was planning and scheming how they're going to present their statement before the audience and the deposition. That's very good. Any questions about what they heard tonight? Anybody have any questions about the Facebook Live? Is there any questions out there on United States being granted relinquished jurisdiction in the colony charters? Is there any questions? What is a colony? How did Great Britain form the colonies? Why was Great Britain allowed to form the colonies? Is there any questions? Is there any questions like why did Morocco have a written constitution? Is there any critical thinking? This thing. Why did Morocco left a constitution for the Moors to be governed by? I mean, come on, it got to be your mind got to expand, got to be something out there.
No, it's 15 people in the chat, and there's no more questions.
Okay.
Thank y'all for joining us. We want to close out, Sister Najma.
Yes. Is Shem? He just left.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah. Peace, love, and light, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week. And if there is anything that anybody needs between now and next week, reach out, because we have a lot of resources. And if there's anything that actually is needed, like we're selling Supreme Love, somebody said, we're selling sea moss and natural soaps and a lot of other things to try to get us through this cold weather and keep us our bodies right. So I'll have some more information on that. Shem's back. I was going to say, you can't just leave and not.
He just jumps off.
No, I think it was probably his connection. I was going to say.
Yeah. My connection went out again. It went out twice for me like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, my connection.
So let's do our closing remarks then. Oh, wait, 1 second. Somebody said, I see. Wait, let me see what they said. I see that these teachings are making an impact in the community because I hear others using some of the same terms like post-millennium when they had not used it prior. Okay. Okay, closing remarks, Abdullah.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. All right. Once again, to get my books, go to mooresandmasonry.org. To go to the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page for the Moorish Body Protection and Constitutional Principle course, which embodies 12 classes. These are free classes on the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Also, the Moorish Treaty Protection and Constellation series, 101 and 201, about 16 classes. All right, and these are free, and these are free classes. So go to the Moroccan Post Media YouTube page, like, subscribe, let people know it. Share some classes, share with your friends, co-workers, and so forth. All right. We look forward to being with you. It's been 2 weeks off. We've been 2 week break here.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
I'm glad to be back. All right. Even though I'm not on the video, but that's all right. Y'all can hear me, so we're good. All right. So I thank you for joining us, and please share this video. Subscribe to the channel. All right, and let people know, about the classes. We have on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shem?
Yes, my final thought is keep listening, keep researching, and keep growing, and keep love and unity in your heart, and keep a love for your mother in your heart. It's everything.
Another thing, we have a conference coming up. May 18th, we'll have the flyer available. The flyer will be available on the next week. Najma will post the save the date flyer, the Moorish Governance Birthright Nationality Claim Conference here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on May 18, 2024. from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Shem Malachi Bey is one of the keynote speakers. Shem Malachi Bey, Queen Akamata out of Ghana, Blakely, who is with the United Nations and the African Union, and Sister Coco, who's with the United Nations. She works with the sustainability with UNESCO. So basically, she's the director of the educational sustainability with UNESCO. All right, those are the 4 keynote speakers, and we have Sister Najma. Sister Najma is one of the panel speakers. All right, so you have his and myself, Abdullah Bey. Terrence is also one of the speakers. Bakola Kusar Il. We have Brother Nakeem of the Misa. We have Raymond Edwards of the Moorish Rights. We have Brother Jonathan of the Moorish Directory. We have Sister Shanae, Sister Shantae of the Birth of the New Nation. Who I met when I went to the Atlanta meeting. We have brother Ambassador Apong with the Attica Kingdom Alliance. He's in Boston. We have Malachi. We have the committee members, myself, Terrence, and Matakubu. Brother Matakubu will also be one of the speakers. We have another speaker. Pakola Kusar mentioned. We have Brother Anthony Hurd. Brother Anthony Hurd, I've been on his platform twice already. The audio platform. Anthony Hurd, he will be another speaker. He's out here in Philadelphia. So we have a few other speakers. All right. So we got about a lineup about 15 to 20 speakers, and I'm very excited about this. I'm about to cry. Very excited about this. These are the level of speakers. All right, so we have the type of we have Sister Alexandria Muil, out of Tulsa, Illinois. So we have quite a few women. We have quite a few women speakers. All right, so Sister Alexandra Muil, she has a body politic of 300 people. All right, so we have Brother Vicerious Ill of For the Love of Moors. You have For the Love of Moors Telegram. All right, so he'll be coming out of Arizona as one of the speakers. All right, so we have a great lineup of speakers. This is definitely the type of speakers on the level United Nations affiliation. Moorish Rights affiliation. Other international organization affiliation. All right. So once again, Shem Malachi Bey, Ruth Blakely, who's with the UN and African Union, Sister Kuku, who's with the UN, with the African Union, and Queen Akamata. All right. She's in Arizona, but she'll be from Uganda. Those are the 4 keynote speakers that we have in our list. The other ones are myself and including Sister Nazba, and those are the panel speakers. All right, that flyer will be available this weekend. We'll have that flyer posted, save the date flyer. It's $125 for the event, and it includes lunch and dinner. It's an all-day event, and then we'll also have the online live stream available as well. All right, so I'm very excited. All right, once again, that's May 18th, 2014 at Majestic Hall, 800 Albany Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right.
All right. Peace, love, and light, everybody. Mayat TV DMV.
Peace.
Peace.